from The Hague. It's Saturday the 16th of October 2021. I'm here in Zuiderpark, in the South Park in The Hague, as I've already said. I'm come here for the park run. It's just before 9 o'clock. It's about 10 to 9 in the morning on Saturday. So I'm going to do the park run here, but actually the intention is to do a bit of walk run training. So I'm trying to get back to more distance and endurance fitness. So I've got a little training program I'm doing, and today what I've got to do is a 10-minute warm-up, which I'm in the middle of now. Now I've got to do 8 kilometers or 5 miles at walk run, and then I've got to do a 10-minute cool down afterwards. So the purpose of the walk run is to, well, one of the purposes is to actually change your stride pattern while you're running. And although you think, oh well, if I end up walking, so if I walk for 30 seconds and then run for 2 minutes and then repeat that, then I'm going to be slower than if I run. But in actual fact, there's a lot of evidence for a lot of endurance runners, including fast runners, that actually this change of pace actually helps them with the endurance, and their overall speed actually improves, their overall times improve. So I'm doing it more for the endurance too, because what happens is when you're running long distances and you kind of get into the same rhythm. While that can be productive, it can also cause other problems in that your muscles are only moving in one way the whole time. So this just mixes it up a little bit. So we'll see how we do. So I'll do the park run, which of course is 5 kilometers, not 8. I'll do that. I'll quickly check my time with them. You just have to scan your barcode, and then I'll carry on and then do probably another lap and a half. So the Zuiderpark is basically 2 laps of a 2.5 kilometer circuit around this park. So I'll do another kind of 1.5 of those. I don't think it'll be 2 quite to complete the 8 kilometers, and then go and have a bit of cool down. So I'm just going to go and join them. They should be forming up at the start in a couple of minutes, which is just around the corner here. You see, it's actually quite a nice morning for October. It's about 11 or 12 degrees, but the wind's dropped off. There's quite a cold north wind last night, blowing quite hard. So it's actually turned out to be quite pleasant. So there's quite a lot more people than last time here. So it's getting more popular as practice on. We've just done the introduction, welcoming people and telling the newcomers what's basically the circuit. It's a fairly simple one. As I said, it's 2 circuits of this park. Very easy to follow because it's an obvious path. Till the very end, there's this very slight extra kind of. You can see it comes in here, so the loop finishes over there, and then you just duck in here. It's like a finishing straight, so it's a bit of a kind of sprinting finishing straight. That's the end of it. Anyway, so we're about ready to go by the looks of things. About 50 minutes into my walk run schedule, so I've covered 7.5 kilometers. So I did the actual park run right in the middle, finished that about 2 kilometers ago. I think it's around about 30, it's probably just over a 30-minute, so that's fine. And then I've got another, what have I got, roughly another 3 kilometers to go. So hopefully I can cover that in maybe 20 minutes, considering I'll be walking the last bit. Here I go again, another run, 2-minute run cycle. Just coming around the gymnasium sports centre complex now, which is at the start finish of the Zuiderpark. So it's very easy to navigate once you're in the area. This is quite a distinctive building, so you know the start is close by. Plenty of parking for bicycles, which is really convenient. There is also car parking, but we'll ignore the people who come by car. Plenty of other ways to come here, public transport as well, trams, buses, and as I say, the push bikes. So that's it, I've finished that. So it was about, I think it was about 10.5, 11 kilometres in the end, so it took me just over an hour. A lot of activity, lots of people exercising here, you can see. So just going off for a coffee. I'm going to join a few of the volunteers, so I hope to will join them one day, just and help out with looking after everybody on this event. So it's a big turn. It seems to be a bigger turnout. I'll have a look at the stats a bit later. So talking about stats, just a quick update on the pandemic situation here in the Netherlands. So the cases are still relatively low compared with the UK, but they've gone up. They've gone up about 40 to 50% of infections in the last week. So I guess with the colder weather, people just getting used to gathering a little bit more. Unfortunately, that means there's a bit more spreading. So up to about, so we've gone up from about below 10 per 100,000 to 15 per 100,000. That's nothing like the UK. The UK is still bouncing around about 50 per 100,000. So 3 times more as much as the Netherlands. The only thing is the Dutch have appreciated that the OMT has warned they've not getting enough testing done because they've got a positive testing rate's gone back over 10% again. Really, the ideal is to get that down to 5 or even 4%, so you're doing enough testing to really have a true picture of those who are infected. Looking okay. We'll see how it goes on into the winter. The southern hemisphere are getting much better now because they're coming into their summers, so we'll just see how things go. And it's definitely the vaccine is the barrier. The Delta is still the dominant variant. Others aren't seemingly emerging at the moment, and but the vaccine is the barrier, and it's really those who are unvaccinated that are getting badly ill, and then the children. So there's a whole issue of whether or not to vaccinate teenagers. It's carrying on, and in order to try and reduce the infection rates, of course, with very little benefit that they actually get personally themselves from the vaccine. Anyway, see, it's a very pleasant morning. It's cool, but I'm going to go and get a coffee, go and brighten up, and I'll be back again soon, hopefully, in Zuiderpark.